What the fuck was that?
Why you so upset, man?
I just witnessed one of the dumbest superhero deaths in fucking TV history, bro. Come on!
I need to hear your reaction.
All right, listen.
You're getting a bit off topic here, sir. All right.
Because that's rule number one.
Listen, it's not that I'm complaining. Well, I guess I am. I'm complaining about how them old folks are. It seems like a bunch of get off my lawn to me talk, and they just need to get over it. They're doing fine. Quentin Tarantino's and all those people of the world, their movies are doing just fine in this market that they say is saturated or whatever. Everything they put out is still getting acclaim, still winning awards, it's still making money. So I don't know what their beef is. I don't know what the problem is. And Anthony Mackie problem is he's not that guy. Tobey Maguire was not that guy. If you're that guy or gal, you can do a superhero movie and then move on to other stuff like Harrison Ford did, like Sean Connery did. If you're big enough and good enough, you can do that. If Leonardo DiCaprio were to
be fair, those people came up in a different paradigm as well, though. So they were able to establish themselves first in that way. They were in a different world. You're comparing Kobe. You're comparing like a Kobe Bryant type basketball player to, let's say, just a younger basketball player here. Right, they came up in a different system, so they were able to be established.
Listen, when Sean Connery was doing James Bond, he was known as the James Bond guy. And then he said, I don't want to be the James Bond guy anymore. Then he did other stuff, and he was great. Harrison Ford was tied to Star Wars and all that. And he's like, I don't want to be the Star Wars guy. I'm going to go do something else. He did Indiana Jones. I don't want to be the Indiana Jones guy. I'm going to be the guy who's always fighting to find my family because my family's been taken for some reason.
Where's my family?
Yeah, give me my family back. You know, he's just that. I mean,
Listen, I hear what you're saying, but they didn't exist in this world where damn near the only job is to be a goddamn find my family guy or whatever type. You see, like the world, and I'm gonna do an old man. I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna do two things here. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be a knowing anti-capitalism guy, and I'm gonna be old guy.
Okay.
Capitalism is a structure in which capitalism incentivizes, I'll say, shortcuts. What's the word? The way capitalism has worked in the entertainment industry is they've gotten so brutally efficient at making the shittiest levels of art, but also making the most money and making everything like, I think the term is a monoculture, like everything's so singular now, one singular pipeline with all these different mergers of companies and production studios and the whole works, that now in this world we live in, there are not many, you can, I'm not saying you can't, but it's a much different world where now the production studios, the money that is required like by the investors and the fucking shareholders, the return on their investment, it incentivizes you to make cheap, shitty shit, but make the most money. So now everybody's done that. Everybody's gotten really good at doing that shit. Right? It's a McDonald's. It's McDonald's. Well,
hold on
right?
now. Like these, like you talking about like Marvel movies and all that stuff?
Yeah. I'm talking about Marvel movies, buddy.
Those aren't cheap movies.
I'm saying cheap. I'm talking about cheap in quality. I'm not talking about quantity. I'm talking about cheap in quality.
Right? I'm not talking about like. I'm like, wait,
I'm not talking about like straight. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the quality of the art, right? Like I told him to be an annoying guy. I'm gonna be anti-capitalism guy and old guy. But listen, man, to go back to your
go ahead.
Give me just a second.
My bad.
To address your last point about the old people still making money and hating on the system. That's why we should listen to them, because these aren't haters. These are not unsuccessful haters. These aren't people that can't crack into the industry and they're bitter because they can't be Captain America. These are people that have been at the top of their profession for a very long time. They care about movies, they care about art, and they see it going in a bad direction. And I'm sorry, I appreciate them for saying something.
I'm not hearing it.
I still like Marvel movies. I
Right.
still enjoy comic
Do
books.
you?
Well, I don't like well, I don't like. Yeah, you're right. Not right now. Not right now. Not right now. I don't.
Right.
But listen, we need to hear them out. We don't have to. We shouldn't throw the baby away with the bathwater here, right? Like, let's not throw away all the points because we don't really like what they said.
I think that's the second time I heard you say that. God damn.
But it's true, right? Like, some of the stuff is true. Listen, we're making some bullshit right now, and we got to get back to making actual art. We've commodified this thing so much to know where now you're incentivized to make the shit you make, but also make it make money, right? And that we've got to be careful. That's all I'm saying.
I got to hear from different people.
Be careful.
I got to hear from.
You've heard it from 3 or 4 different people. What do you think?
I heard it from Anthony Mackie, Quentin Tarantino, and Martin Scorsese. I didn't hear from Harrison Ford or Sean Connery. I just put those names out. Like, have you heard it from any? Those are only 3 I've heard it from.
Well,
this
those
isn't
guys
me
don't talk. But those are really old guys, and they don't talk to the media either, right? Right.
I honestly think Harrison Ford about to do his 5th Indiana, and he just signed on for a Marvel movie. I don't think he cares. Yeah. This is work, and I'm getting paid for it. I think that's that's
why I don't know if you can use them as.
That's what I'm saying.
I think they're bad examples, because they've been there, done that, right? They've run the gamut of how they would start.
Right, and I was just using them as examples because they're big stars and they've been around for long. I'm saying Martin Scorsese has one genre of movie he makes. Quentin Tarantino, he's like, I'm only going to make 10 movies and then I'm done. And then Anthony Mackie just isn't that guy. I need to hear it from someone else. Like,
I've heard it. Leonardo, I've heard it from other.
I heard it from
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo has said it. I heard it from Leo, but Leo is the guy that he can make a shitty, what you consider a shitty Marvel or DC movie, and he's not going to be remembered for that. Like, he doesn't fight though. That's not really the point. That's like Shaq. When Shaq talks about great players and how they should be doing it, because when he did it this way. It's like, no, Shaq, you were one of the 2 most dominant players in the league. You were 7 feet, 300-something pounds. You don't actually understand how these 6'5" players who can't get it done right now, you're not in that category. You're way above that. That's how I see Leo. It's weird calling him Leo because my name's Leo. That's how I see DiCaprio. Like, you're way above that. Like, even if you were to go into this category for whatever reason, if you had a scandal and you need to make some money, no one's going to remember you for this Marvel comic book movie you did. So I need to hear. Leo is a good example because I learned to respect him. And all
if Leo ever does a Marvel movie, I'll see it as a betrayal. I'll look at it as like when Nas got signed to Jay-Z's record label. I'll feel betrayed. Like, you sold out, you son of a bitch. No, but just hear me. All I'm saying is this, and this is going back to like the Scorsese stuff. They're not all completely wrong. That's all I'm saying. Right now, we have been incentivized to the studio. Look, and I've heard this from other actors. The studio system right now is incentivized to make comic book properties because it makes the most money. That's all I'm saying is, heed their warning, be careful. It's not that they shouldn't make those movies, but all I'm saying is, hey, be careful that we don't let this thing go off the rails, right? That's all I'm saying. So when I say I agree with them, it's just what I'm saying. I see their point. This can go too far because I told you, listen, I'm getting older, so this is part of it. The Marvel stuff to me feels cheap and soulless. Now there's nothing fulfilling about this. Hey man, I cried during the Endgame movie. That was art, man. Like, they cared about that thing, man. Like, that when fucking, what's his name? The Hawk? Not the Hawk, the Falcon. When Falcon comes through the portal, and he kind of chirps in the Cap, I was like, I was a kid, right?
Right.
That was beautiful, right? And it was still kind of cheeky and cheesy, right? some of the girl power stuff, right? But that thing was beautiful. That was legitimately beautiful art. And brother, it hadn't felt that way since then. I'm just gonna be honest.
Right.
And like I said, that's just Marvel. There are other people doing the comic book stuff, and it's all just like fuck. Look, that's why I like what Amazon's doing with their version of comic books and heroes. They're turning the idea on its head. It feels fresh, it feels inspired, and it feels like these like people that make Invincible, those people feel like they have something to say. Whereas at one point Marvel did, and now I don't think they do no more, man. And listen, and the old guys, yes, they're being old guys, but they're not all wrong, man. I'm sorry, they're not. Like some of this shit, it's bad. Like why are you doing that? Honestly, now look at what are you doing? Like,
so
Black,
yeah,
Black Panther 2, I'm just not interested in it. I'm not. I don't care.
I really enjoyed Black Panther 2. Listen, I told you my experience in the movie theater. Someone was in there with a flashlight in my eyes, kicking me in the chest quite a bit.
Yeah.
I felt a lot in that movie. But yeah, listen, I'm not saying they're all great. They've never been all great. Like after X-Men 2, all the X-Men have been shit. It's like I don't understand. The only thing I can guess is they didn't expect it to last this long.
No, I didn't either. I'm not gonna lie, brother. I didn't either.
What? X-Men came out. Oh, so I guess it would start with the Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire movies. And then it went on to X-Men, and then the whole MCU started up.
I think the MCU gave it a new breath. But it was so well done that it was like, oh, it's kind of refreshing. It's kind of nice, actually. Right? Because you're right. I remember the X-Men stuff, the Tobey Maguire stuff. And I think people thought that maybe it was going to run its course. And then here comes Kevin Feige in the MCU, and it's like, oh man, it's just starting. Boom. Yeah. And they show you a way, and they show you a way to do it and to pretty much print your own money. And now that spawned the DCEU, which they did poorly, which was shit. Shit. And then you always had Fox making shit, right? Shit. Like complete shit. Like, so at some point, man, we got to get off this comic book tit. And it's the whole artist, it's the art versus capitalism tropes, right? It's when people talk about art, right? And look, it feels obnoxious to call a movie art, but it is, right? It's somebody's vision, it's somebody's dream. But at the same time, if an artist can't make money from their art, they can't reproduce it. So you don't get any art. So you need some capitalism within the art, because if not, we can't keep doing it. So that I get why you want to make money from your ventures, right? 1000%. But man, let's take a beat on some of this shit, please. Because it's just shit now. Listen. And especially now they're just checking boxes. They're checking boxes, black, girl, Asian, whatever, right? They're checking boxes, putting characters in a movie, and they're reproducing nonsense. And it's like, this is bad, bro. Like, and I felt it like the last 3 years, but like this last year in general, bro, I'm just like, dog, this shit is trash. Like I feel like I've been on the sofa eating nothing but gummy bears, and I hadn't had a vitamin. I hadn't had a vitamin in years.
That's your choice. That's your choice if you keep eating gummy bears.
Yeah, but this but you keep throwing. All I see is gummy bears, man. So I see. I'm hungry, and all I see is gummy bears. Every time I look around, gummy bears, man.
Okay, so you're at a state now where you basically look.
I'm anti comic book movie, man. I am,
and nothing's wrong with that. If you falling out that cap because you liked it at one point, you don't anymore now. Okay, cool. I'm fine with that. There's plenty of genres movies that I don't like, but saying this like it's like the
all I'm saying is, look, we all know it's not the apocalypse, right? But there is time to shift. I'm just asking for a shift. That's all. Everything has a cycle. Everything has a cycle, right? What's that?
What do you want to shift to?
I don't know. You're probably going to shift to back something that's familiar, but it'll be a fresher take given the time. Because there's nothing. I was about to say that, right? There's nothing new under the sun. So whatever comes next will feel familiar. It'll be something somebody's already done, but it'll be a fresher take given the times that we're in, which is what the MCU was, which is why it was such a stroke of genius, right? So whatever comes next, whatever dominates the culture next, it'll be old too, but that's okay because it'll be old with a modern spin because that's all we can do, right? There are no new ideas like straight up original ideas, right? There are none, and that's okay. That's the state of humanity. That's fine. But hey, can we move off of the comic book stuff just for a little while? And listen, it'll come back too. And when it comes back, it'll be new, it'll be fresh, it'll be edgy, it'll represent where we're at. But damn, dog, it's time to move on for a second. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, dude, like this Disney shit, I'm tired of it. Like I'm tired of it. Like I can't, and it's crazy. We started to do a podcast right as I was getting tired of it.
Yeah, it was weird. Listen, you were like, yeah, man, Black Panther 2, I'm gonna go see it. And you were just like, nah, I'm done. I like that.
I'm done. I'm good, bro. I just don't feel need to go see it. I don't feel that need to go see it. I'm like, it's fine. I watch a fucking YouTube video. I don't know.
Listen,
right?
I saw Black Panther 2. I loved it. I gave it an 8 out of 10. But like, future Marvel movies, I probably won't be going to see, but it's just because I'm like, you know. Okay,
this is what I'll tell you. I would normally feel bad about this, not feel bad about this take, but I would normally feel out of place with this take. But I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I told you I listen to more podcasts than you.
Yeah.
Hey, these pop culture podcasts are getting tired of it too. It's not just me. Like you got a whole generation of people looking around now. Like you got a lot of people looking around. Like, hey, man, can we move on? Listen, but you got the engine of capitalism dragging you to this nonsense whenever
the engine of capitalism is the engine of capitalism. People want, as much as you don't like it, and I was in the same boat with the Fast and Furious movies and Transformer movies. I don't like them. I think they're shit, but a ton of people do. A lot more people do. So of course they're gonna keep pumping it out.
Yeah, but those movies don't straight dominate the culture, bro. Like those movies don't. Like they serve a niche audience, and that's action. That's young people or men that like action movies. Those movies don't dominate a culture. That's a genre, right? That's different. Marvel and Disney is what I'm telling you is, bro. Disney is attempting to hijack the whole fucking system, bro. Like, how don't you see that? That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying I don't care.
I'm saying why not? Because they make everything bad. Listen, they make everything bad though, bro. Like they make everything, they turn it to shit.
You say make everything bad is 100% your opinion. That's not a fact. That's just how you feel. I don't think they make. Right. It's not a fact. It's your opinion.
Not a fact for sure. It's not a fact for sure.
If you think it's bad, that's fine. I got no problem with it. I think some of it's. I never thought 100% of the stuff Disney. It's just like when Disney stopped making 2D animation. It's like, oh, we're not making money. People's not going to see this. We'll switch to 3D now. And all the great movies they made 2D is not being produced anymore because it's supply and demand. People still want to see this stuff. So we're going to keep putting out until people don't. It's just like Sony with Spider-Man. Man, we keep putting out these shitty movies. It's not working. We give it to Disney. Yeah, but you make money now. That's just how it works.
I hear you, but the box office numbers are telling you more people are starting to feel like me. So maybe you should listen. That's what I'm saying. And that's not just me. The review, the critics, between the critics and the box office numbers, it's starting to show you, we're losing some steam here. And I'm just asking you to examine why you're losing steam. That's all I'm asking.
I know why we're losing. Listen, I'm agreeing with you on a lot of the stuff. I don't understand why people care so much. If I don't like something,
because I'm not going to watch it. It represents a whole culture. It's human culture.
I don't think it does. The culture movies? you choose the culture you want to be in, man. I'm trying not to get too. Yes, it is.
That's not true.
I've been told. I'm telling you, man. My whole life, I've been told this is the culture you're supposed to be in because you look like this or you sound like this and you were raised like this. This is your culture. Yes. No, it is not. You can choose your culture 100%. I've been told that.
Of course, you can.
Entire life. So if I don't like something,
I see the company you're trying to make. I see the company you're trying to make, right? And you're partially right. But all I'm telling you is this: when you have one megacorp that's threatening to like suck up the entire thing, it's not good. Period.
They're not though.
Yes, you
You
can choose.
just
Yes,
said The
you can
Boys
choose
is good.
something. You can choose something
Invincible
different.
is good.
But hey, Disney and Amazon. Yes, I think that's two. All I'm saying is,
I didn't think
it's
about
not
that.
good. Yeah, I know you're not thinking about that. That's
Because
what I'm
I
telling
don't
you. It's what's
care.
happening though.
Because I don't care
Hey,
if the big companies are the only ones that can produce it well, and I think a lot of stuff they produce it well, it's going to keep happening. That's why Disney could buy Fox. That's why Elon Musk can buy Twitter for whatever reason. That's how it is and how it's always been. Hey, this thing makes money. Let me get that. Let me get a piece of that until I consume the whole thing and I'm producing myself until it fails. When it fails, they'll move on. It's just
yes.
I get it's
but
been
there's
going
nothing,
longer than normal.
But there's nothing wrong. But there's nothing wrong with people looking around, going, "Hey, we're ready for a culture shift now." Hey, because you say you can choose your own culture. Hey, we're trying to now because we're saying something. Like,
well then
hey,
do
you.
it. Martin Scorsese, then go do it. Quentin Tarantino, go do it. Don't say I don't like this genre. Okay, well, how about you do something for the genre? I don't want to mess with it.
Well, they still are. Well, they don't want to touch that genre no more because it's dead. Well, it's dying.
I don't think it
right?
is.
They'll keep doing stuff, right?
Right.
I think you'll see Quentin Tarantino make a comic book movie before it's all said and done. I think you will.
I would love that.
I think you will.
I would love to see his vision because I like the difference. I get that. Listen, I don't 100% disagree with you. Yes, Disney, especially lately, I'm saying this last year, and especially during COVID, a lot of shit has been like, okay, the level has dropped dramatically for me. But there's still some projects that come out, like Black Panther, and the difference in the Doctor Strange movies. They're still out there where it's different art to me, but the overall, it's the same shit, the same as. I just saw the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer, and I don't give a shit for it. You know, I probably won't go see it. I'm like, I don't care about these characters.
You knew it, yeah, but you knew it wasn't gonna, yeah.
Well, but still,
hey, you didn't like the first two. I mean,
right, yeah. And before, I still felt compelled to go see it because it ties in together. And now I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I didn't watch the holiday special. I don't care that Gamora's back in this. Indiana Jones 5. I don't care about what's going on. Transformers 7 or 8 that they're doing. I don't care. You know. But all I'm saying is,
I don't care about any of it.
I think
I'm not gonna watch everything you just named. I have no plans on seeing. I just be honest.
I have no.
Now I will say this. I will say this to kind of go back the other way. Great things are often created through market inefficiencies. And I think right now the market inefficiency are people looking for comprehensive, all-encompassing, emotionally engrossing like movies and TV shows. So I think the TV show has taken the place of the movie, of your regular movie. Because in my opinion, like they call it prestige TV. Prestige TV right now, prestige TV has never been better. And right. I think that's a response to the market inefficiency of the goddamn Disney beast that won't fucking die. That's a response into.
I think that's always going to be there. There's always going to be people. And I think
that's why I call it a beast.
I don't think it's them looking at. I don't think it's them looking at Disney and saying, "Oh, I need to make something different." It's them saying, "I want to do something different," not because of Disney.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. No. You misunderstand me. They're not doing it on purpose. I'm just saying they're just fulfilling a market. They're just fulfilling a market inefficiency. That's all. I'm not saying they're looking at how I'm seeing it. I'm not saying that, right? All I'm saying is that's how markets tend to work. You have something over here. It causes an effect over here. And from what I'm seeing right now, the prestige TV has never been better. It seems to be simply because the studio movie system, you kind of can't produce it the way you used to with regular movies. You can, but it may not make a lot of money. You might not be able to get it made. So, but you can make TV shows in that way. But at the same time, right now, given the precarious economic situation with Netflix and like the other streamers, may not be coming to an end, but that golden era, what now did I just mention, it could be coming to an end too, simply because the money, the money that the tech companies were producing to kind of make all this stuff, well, that stuff's starting to dry up now. Between cryptocurrency and between the Wall Street, Netflix, right? They're firing people left and right because they they never really had that kind of money anyway. It was kind of all like a bloated stock, right?
Netflix,
And that's kind of all the companies, right?
Netflix was
So
it. Netflix was like when Sega came out. It's like, oh man, here's all this great. It's better than Nintendo. You know, everything looks better. The system's more powerful, but you can't maintain it. You can't just keep giving us these shows. First of all, you're making any show that you're giving.
You just make everything.
Yeah, you make everything.
And it's like, how you doing that? Yeah, it's like, how you making everything?
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, we got unlimited money. It's like there's no such thing as unlimited money, man.
Right, and it's pay for a month, and you can watch everything in that 1 month. It's like you're not going to sustain like that, and you got all the other streams. Like, no, if you want to keep watching our shows, we're going to stretch this thing out. And listen, Netflix hasn't gone to that yet. Yeah, Netflix tried,
but they will. But they will.
Yeah, they're going to be adding the whole they have to. They're going to which I don't want to say it's sad, but because Netflix products haven't been that great lately, just because they're the better studios and whatever, like Amazon and Hulu and HBO, they're just making better shows and stuff like that. But Netflix makes these shows that are good, but I can watch it all in one day. They're not going to be able to sustain that, and they're trying to not go to you're going to have to wait a week to watch the episode by doing the whole password thing and the old they're doing a cheaper service that have ads in it, so they're gonna actually make money.
The thing about it is they don't. The thing with Netflix is you don't have to go that far. You just gotta stop making everything. All right, like hey, just like I don't know, maybe don't wait more. Maybe don't make Warrior Nun season 2 because
I mean, if they want to save money, absolutely. If they want to save money,
maybe don't make maybe don't do that. Like
you don't need to sign Adam Sandler to an 8-movie deal. Like you really don't need to do that.
Dumb. Yeah, like I told you something. They let 15-year-olds run Netflix. 15-year-olds are running Netflix. It doesn't make sense. I remember asking myself that. I remember going like strolling through Netflix and like all these Netflix originals. I'm like, dude, how much money do they have? How are you making everything for every genre, for every age group? Like I listened to a big business podcast series about Netflix. And when you like learn like the details of their business strategy, it's like, what? You can't make everything for everybody. And they're like, yeah, we can. And then, the COVID hit, and then the raw economics of, all this shit was kind of fairy dust and pixies anyway. And then it's like, oh, damn, maybe we can't make everything. No, it must be your fault. It's a Homer Simpson thing. It's like, well, maybe I can't make everything. No.
I thought streaming went up when COVID hit.
Streaming went up, but the stock price, the economy.
Right.
During COVID. Yeah.
Right.
And that's how Netflix is doing. The Netflix was doing that shit because their stock number was so artificially bloated that they just had gobs of money coming in, but it was never really real. It was all fake. It's all bloated. So when the economy came to a screech during COVID, the streaming numbers went up, but their stock price went to shit, which is why you start seeing those mass layoffs and stuff like that.
Right.
But my whole thing was I don't know if you have to go as far as you guys are going. I think you should just probably stop trying to make everything and maybe focus your efforts and maybe sell off some of those legacy properties, because they were buying the rights to like all the people's favorite stuff, like The Office and Friends and Seinfeld and Martin and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's like, okay, well, maybe don't do that either. Maybe let's tailor it back. But it was like, no, fuck that. You guys are going to pay me $4 more a month. And it's like, well, fuck you. I'm not going to do that.
Listen, when they got Seinfeld, I was excited. I watched the whole whatever amount of season, and that was it. I watched it in like a few days. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, you're a super freak in that way. Yeah, I can't.
Seinfeld is one of my favorite shows. It
is. Yeah, mine too. Yeah, mine
too. But it's not a show that I'm going to go, all right, 4 weeks later, let's go watch it. Like with MASH. I wanted to watch MASH for the longest. Now that I watch it, I'll never watch MASH again.
Never watch it again. Yeah.
But Hulu got me. Hulu did get me. I'm still paying monthly.
Still paying for it.
I'm still paying for it.
I warned you not to go over there. I did. Listen, I told you. You go in there and you're talking about you're not going to pay. I'm telling you, you're gonna pay. You're gonna look at Hulu. Oh shit! I guess I'm gonna.
It'll be my New Year resolution, and then
To
for
get
the
off
next couple
Hulu.
of years. Yeah, for the next couple of years, it'll be my New Year's resolution.
Well, let me tell you what I did. I signed up from Hulu using my phone.
Yeah.
So it charges me automatically. So yeah, I'm just on the tit. But I like Hulu, and I don't mind commercials, so I don't really care.
Right.
I pay
yeah.
$6 a month, and
Yeah.
but I hadn't paid for Netflix in, man, it's been a while. Like my wife, she wanted to sign back up because she wanted to watch Stranger Things. And so my thing is, I'm patiently waiting for Netflix to try to force you into a contract. I'm patiently waiting for that time because it's gonna go there. Because what I've learned about people and what I've learned about these corporations, they'll just keep pushing until you say no. But they'll just keep doing it. But if you look at their model, if you look at what they want to do, because when you hear them talk about like their earnings reports and stuff like that,
yeah,
the biggest problem Netflix has is you can cancel anytime. I don't have to pay for this shit, which I hadn't, right? Like, I'll just leave.
Isn't that all
I'm
the
not
streaming
actually,
services?
Yeah, that is all of them. But Netflix in particular, they try to project their numbers based off the number of subscribers. Well, It's hard to project when you can just kick the tit. And when you have an artificially bloated stock number like Netflix does and has, it becomes harder to hide the fact that things are starting to like get a little shaky. So trust me, Netflix is going to introduce a contract tier and they're going to make it sweet. And they're slowly going to start inching people over into signing 1-year agreement. Maybe 6 months agreement, right? We'll try it. Let's do enough to where they can reliably project their earnings. And by the way, I think that's why it's going back to cable, is what I'm saying.
Isn't that what
because
they do already? Like, hey, you can pay for a full year?
Yes, but that's not a contract, right? That's not you don't have to do that, right? That's not not quite a contract.
Oh, so you mean like that's the only option?
Yeah, they're gonna start. I think you're gonna see the big tech companies start to collude to make it that way, and it'll just be cable again. It'll be cable again, but like with like different steps. It'll be like cable again with different steps. Like that's what we're working towards. Like that's why people hate cable companies. But it's like, well, you gotta understand, if you're running a business, so with Netflix, the reason they can run their business that way, and all these streaming platforms, they can do that because they had so much fucking investor cash flooding into that, like fund. They were being funded by investors. Well, that money's starting to dry up now. So now the consumers are going to have to float that boat. But if you can just kick the tit anytime you want to, every month, well, I can't reliably project what I'm doing. I can't reliably provide my investors. I can't give dividends on hopes and dreams. I got to be able to reliably say this quarter we're going to make this much. This quarter we'll make this much. I can't do that right now because you guys only pay me $20 a month, and you're not really committed to doing that.
Right.
So I think eventually you'll see all the big cable companies, all the big tech companies, kind of start to collude to make it back into cable, just with no boxes, right? Essentially, which is fine, right? Whatever. I don't really give a shit. I signed a contract with Hulu because I like Hulu, right? I signed a contract with Hulu. I had Hulu Plus for a long time. Hulu Live, I had Hulu Live for a long fucking time, and they dropped sports.
So that's one thing I can say without having to joke around about it that I still wouldn't pay for, because YouTube has it. YouTube have YouTube Live, Hulu has it, and I don't care because I don't need all that stuff. I'm like, no, I watch YouTube for specific things. I go on Hulu for specific things. I'm not going to pay $70 or $80 a month for live television because I only want these specific things still. And if I wait a couple days, I can just watch it on the normal platform of Hulu or HBO. So I don't understand why. I guess it would still be cheaper than cable is right now with Hulu Live, because it's what, like $70, $80 a month, 60 maybe.
It's like 65.
Yeah, and that's cheaper than cable, which is wild to say. And the same thing with YouTube. It's still cheaper than cable. But I think Netflix, I think there's still options they can go before they go there. Like they're trying to get into live because they don't have it, they don't do anything live at all. But
They
they
don't.
got I think Chris Rock is gonna have their first live streaming thing. Chris Rock is doing a stand-up, which is a guy I've never thought's been funny.
Yeah.
I
So
never thought
you like when he got slapped. You
I,
were happy.
I like it was interesting to talk about, but I didn't care, man. Like these famous people, like I don't have any connection to them. It's like I'm not trying to sound mean. Like when these people die, these old people die, these actors and athletes, I don't really care, man, because I don't have that connection. It's sound like a jerk. You're like
Well, no.
entertainment. I watch you. I got entertained. I don't know anything about you, and I don't want to know anything about you because I'm not interested in your personal life. It's what you do when you entertain me. It sounds bad. It's not that I just want them for entertainment.
I think we all understand it's a transaction. I
Yeah,
find it weird when people are overly emotional about like a famous person dying. It's like, okay, but
right.
then you know what? I say that, but I cry like a baby when Kobe Bryant died.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. Like my brother
1000%. I
is a
cry like a fucking baby.
yeah. I know a lot of people that did, and as someone
Yeah.
who grew up not liking him in the Lakers because my brother pounded that in my face, Lakers, Kobe, Shaq, and Magic and all that. When he died, I felt bad for the people I knew who invested a lot in Kobe Bryant. Because like when Demaryius Thomas died from the Broncos, that's probably the first time I'm like, whoa, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know Demaryius.
Yeah.
He hasn't played for the Broncos in years. But when he
You
passed
you
away,
don't know him. Yeah.
I was like, whoa, this kind of sucks. Like that it I didn't cry or anything, but it hurt a little bit because I watched him from Georgia Tech. I watched him get drafted and all that. And who knows? It may be the same for other players. Like when John Elway passes and Terrell Davis and them, I'm not going to feel that way. But I guess for people that I watch enter the league and play for the team I support for many years, whenever they pass, I might feel like that. And since the Broncos the only team I really had that connection with, maybe that was the key for me. And that's how, a lot of other people feel. But listen, when these rappers are dying left and right, I feel bad for their families and stuff like that. But I'm like, listen, man, hey, what else is going on in the news? This other stuff going on.
I only find it weird when people do it. There's always that one guy that he's sad about every famous person that dies. It's like, hey, what's wrong with you?
Right. Yeah.
You're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying?
Like I have no connection. So when Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith, I wasn't even watching. What was it, the Emmys, right? The Oscars? That's it. The Oscars.
The Oscars, yeah. I found it funny. I just looked at it like, oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then the conspiracy theories came out like, oh, it was planned and all this.
Well, that's the internet. That's another thing. The internet machine cranks up on all this stuff, and then it becomes something totally different. It was planned, and they were acting because of this. They want the ratings have been bad, so they had to figure out a way. It's like, hey man,
right?
I think a guy got slapped on stage. I think that's what happened. I do.
Yeah. But yeah, with Netflix, so Chris Rock, they're gonna do their first streaming live thing. It's like this is something they've never done. It may end up going to contracts and whatever. And okay, so I currently do pay for Netflix. I legitimately get my my Netflix in a legal way.
Yeah.
So so if they were to go that way, I would probably stop because whatever. I don't pay for Netflix. Listen, I don't pay for Netflix now. So if they go to contract, no, I'm good. Because they do have shows and stuff that I watch, and I want to see, but I don't know. Some things Hulu's the only thing that's got me lately. I've disconnected from Disney Plus before and HBO Max. Only reason I got HBO Max now is because I have AT&T and they give it to me for free. I watch AMC because AT&T gives it to me for free.
Yeah.
Netflix, insert whatever sentence you want, gives it to me for free.
Yep,
That's
yep.
the only reason I watch those. But Hulu had a lot of shows that I watch, so I'm paying for that. That's really the only streaming service I'm paying for right now. I tried ESPN Plus. I'm like, nah, there's nothing here I want.
Yeah,
So
there's nothing here I want. Yeah, same
so
thing.
they want to go to contract, they can. I think I'm good enough to say no. But I don't think it'll be happening that soon. Maybe with Netflix, but I think they're going to try this live streaming avenue first before they take that dive into. Honestly, if I think they do that, I don't think they're going to last long afterwards. I don't think Netflix, the way they're set up, it'll be too drastic of a change. Because the model they're doing is as if, like you said, a 15-year-old. Is if someone gave a guy a bunch of money and he's like, I'm gonna give away all these shows and I'm gonna let anybody make whenever they can. I want to do all these opportunities. I'm gonna give them all the money to do whatever they want. And
another thing Rick and Morty made fun of, by the way. You remember Morty goes to Netflix headquarters and gives his pitch on his movie or whatever? You remember? I think it was season 6. I think it's season 6.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Was it?
I forgot the idea. No, it wasn't.
It was season 5. The heist. Yeah, the heist. Hey, that one was funny as well because they completely made fun of the whole heist thing. The whole heist thing. The entire show.
Son of a bitch. I mean, and once again, it hit me so personally because I love heist movies.
Right.
I do. I love heist movies. You son of a bitch. I'm in. Right. You get me every time. That's what I say. You got me. Get in, loser.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I've been out the game, and it's like, oh well, I just need you for one more thing. He's like, all right, I'm in. Yeah, that's the trope, and then there's backstabbings, and then that episode would probably make my list as well. But yeah, that's how Netflix feels to me, and they're like, no, we can keep this going. We can just give everybody, as long as they follow our rules. It's like they're naive. They're very naive. They're like, no, people, they're not stealing. They're not sharing passwords. They wouldn't do that. Oh, they are. Well, that's not good. That's not helping us. You want to produce what? Yeah, here's the money to make it. So are you going to go to a format where it comes out every week? No, we're going to give you everything at once, so you can just watch it and then move on to the next thing. It's like all these are bad business ideas. I appreciate the sentiment of here's everything you want. In 1 month, you can watch everything.
That's what I was saying. The streaming, so the streaming wars were good for us as consumers.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it like, this has to be bad business. Like, you guys just cranking shit out.
Yeah, it's absolutely bad business. And
it was like, what are you doing? Like, but they had so much fucking money that they were swimming in through all the Wall Street investments and all that, with all that tech money coming in, bro, that it was just like, like, fuck it. Well, you can do whatever you want to do.
That and Netflix has been around for a long time before, streaming.
Before streaming took off. They had a head start, too.
Yeah. They had a head start. You could rent a DVD in the mail. You know how nuts that sounds now? It's like, and then send it back in games and all. Yeah, well, I couldn't afford
I think I still owe them. I think I still owe Netflix. I think I still owe Netflix some money from like a DVD that I never turned back in.
Listen, I go out the other door at Publix to avoid the red box on purpose because it's going to recognize me. It's like, hold on, sir.
Hold on, bro. I owe me.
Hey, that copy of that thing, I mean, we get it. We find the hell out of you. But if you want to just give it back to us, we'd appreciate it. So I just avoid it at all costs. But it seems like Netflix is going to keep trying to keep their format. They're slowly keeping increasing the price. And then introducing the cheaper service with ads until they finally can't anymore. Then all hell's going to
they're going to exhaust all fucking options.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. That's why it will be a progressive up ramping of the whole thing.
Right. Yeah.
And in order for it to be successful, they all have to do it. They all got to squeeze you one by one. And then they'll spur another company.
there's so many now, and it's like
Yeah.
Paramount Plus and Peacock, and
Well,
then
that's listen. That's
HBO.
another thing that can't last either. That's not, like, how you guys making money? Like Paramount is owned by CBS. Cool, because they make that show Yellowstone, which is also very great. But it's
Right.
like, all right, Paramount Plus. How many people are really paying for Paramount Plus? Like, I like
Apparently
Yellowstone
enough,
too.
and like they got Nickelodeon on it,
Yeah,
right? That's the only place you can legit
yeah,
stream Nickelodeon now.
Nickelodeon. I think so.
Because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
used to be on Netflix. And it's
The
like now,
shit's just turning. It's turning back into cable, man. They just reconsolidate
yeah,
because
and to
you
be
can't stand out. You saw what happened to HBO Max.
yeah, I was completely surprised that HBO Max got dissolved into Discovery of all people. I'm
Into
like, wait,
Discovery.
I'm
Yeah,
like, what? I
Discovery.
thought HBO Max was good, was one of the better ones out there.
Yeah,
It's like, nope,
yeah, yeah.
we're gonna eat you all up, and then all the stuff you like, we're getting rid of that shit because we don't
Yeah.
like it. And it's like, well, what the fuck that about?
Because the CEO doesn't like it. Wait, well, okay,
Yeah,
fuck him.
animated shows, nah, you go fuck yourself. It's all
Fuck yourself.
Young Justice, nah, sorry, that's gone. It's weird, like, but hey, whatever. If
Legitimately, the business plan was to get rid of everything you like.
yeah, hey, he
So
might as well be the FIFA president.
yes,
He's the president of everybody now.
he's the president of everybody.
But it's
Oh
whatever.
my
Listen,
god.
I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm proud of where I am, what I'm paying for. So I'm good. If some of these streaming services go, I just like the days before, I now have a place where I can watch them legit. No, yeah. There's a place I can go to stream these things for free. And I can wait a day or two now. And like with YouTube, you can like rent some of the stuff. Same thing with Amazon. You can rent a show, a season of a show, and then you can watch it and then you're done. So shows that are on other streaming services. And like Andor just went to Hulu, which is partially owned
Oh,
by
that's crazy.
Disney. But it's
I did not know
like,
that. Are you serious?
I'm serious. I was on Hulu last few days. I'm like, Andor. So I'm
Man,
guessing.
that's so cool because I didn't pay my Disney Plus bill this month, so I guess I'll be
Oh,
going to Hulu.
there you go. Hey, I think they own 1/3 of Hulu, so they can do that.
They do. Yeah, they do.
And hey, if for some reason at some point someone might have double dipped, is what they're probably hoping for. Oh, Disney Plus was on Hulu now. Well, I'll just switch to Hulu real quick and watch it. And then something else comes on Disney Plus. Then they go back to Disney Plus. And now they're double dipping, and Disney's getting all the money.
Yep.
So it's like
You're playing for both. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so
And
I guess what I'm saying is I to get back to the original topic because we got a little bit off topic. The whole with old people and whatnot.
before we move on, hold on. One more thing.
Yeah.
You mentioned, so we just mentioned Andor. I'm not gonna lie. I am interested to see how this tighter economic environment for everybody affects the projects, the future MCU stuff, and the future Star Wars stuff with Marvel. Because I mean, with Disney, because that is their bedrock. I want to see, like, how are we going to start pulling back on? I may get my wish simply because the economics don't make sense, right? Once the economics stops making sense, it's like, okay, we gotta change it. All right, stop it. All right, everybody chill. So I'm always wondering, will you get less MCU TV, right?
Man,
Or
I
will
hope
you,
so
you know,
because the MCU TV shows started off
it
great,
was
but
it was shit.
recently it's been
It was
shit.
shit. It
It's
was
been like
shit.
legit bad. I'm like, this isn't good.
They're cranking
But
out bullshit.
they're scheduled to do a whole bunch of stuff, and
It's Star Wars' turn now, so I'm juiced for the Star Wars stuff. I want to see it because some of the ideas sound fresh and new. So I want to see the takes on that stuff. But the Marvel stuff, man, I'm good, bro. Yeah, just leave me alone, man. I'm fine. I'm good. But fuck, if I could block the word Marvel from all social media, I would. I don't even care no more.
hey, if you took them programming classes, you could listen.
You're right. Yeah,
You can
yeah.
write up a script for that, and then PowerShell or whatever. You can write up a script to. Man, you can do so much stuff. You can block so I know a guy who I forget what Microsoft program it was. It might have been Word or Excel. Whenever he typed in the word "the," it changed into "ash" or something like that. Like he did that on someone else's computer. So whenever he was writing "the," "the," it automatically turned to "ash." Like, so yeah, you can do all that. But hey, listen, I'm getting more disillusioned by Marvel. But if people like it, I go for it. Keep going until it runs out.
Listen,
That's how I
I'm
feel.
like Zaslav, right? I'm like the fucking Warners. I'm like the fucking Discovery CEO. Right? I'm the president of everybody. Listen, hey, if it was up to Zaslav, that guy from Discovery, there'd be no more MCU. All right, enough, enough. It's like your dad coming in, taking the Xbox. Like fuck you, turn this
Right.
shit off.
And
Turn
yeah,
this shit
hey,
off.
and
Enough.
listen, and in his company, he can do that. And when you get your island, you can do that, man. But
I will. There
if
won't be any MCU past phase 3. Okay, no
listen,
more.
the way I see it, if MCU movie makes $400-500 million without the help of China, that's a huge success because a lot of the money in the past has come from China. But a lot of the movies and shows recently have been banned in China because that's
You
just how
can't. Yeah,
China do.
hey, black people and women, get them out of here. Hey, black people and women in a movie, get out of here. I want to see that shit. The Chinese just don't
Uh,
give a fuck. Like you
hey,
can't show
well,
that shit.
yeah, well, they got a lot going on over there anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, look, that's just how I feel. If you don't like it, cool. It'll run its course like everything does. It's lasted longer than normal. I will agree to that. But if your only offer is to complain about it, and I'm not saying you, I'm talking about the
Yeah, the
which
folks.
I
Yeah.
love Tarantino movies. Is I love his takes on most things. It's just this I don't agree with. And that I think that's fine. But Scorsese, you're get up one thing and it's gangster movies. And you took all that money from Netflix anyway, which you say streaming is shit anyway. It doesn't count as cinema, but you made The
Oh,
Irishman with an 80-year-old
listen.
De Niro. Like, so
Hey, that man said, "Hey, I still got bills to pay. Fuck you. Give me that money. You guys are giving everybody money. Well, fuck you. Give me my money."
so I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
if
well,
you
no, well, now what his streaming takes to me that's what I don't agree with, right? Like the streaming stuff was weird. It's like listen, it's just a new mode of doing it. It's the same
right,
product, just a new mode, right?
right,
He's like lamenting the death of like the movie experience, and it ain't dying, but it has changed.
right,
That is some real old man shit. But
right.
listen, some of the critiques of our current coach comic book monoculture, they are valid. Listen, I'm just saying they got a point. I'm not saying you got to take it all and agree with it all, but be careful and understand that, yeah, maybe we might want to, But listen, but the culture at large is starting to go that way. So hopefully our fucking Disney overlords, fucking oblige. Like, hey,
Starting to go
shit,
what way?
the anti-comic book movies.
Oh,
The culture at large is kind of starting to shift. So it's like, all right, well, maybe we'll move off of it.
I
You'll still
think
make comic book movies.
right. Look, I think I don't know. Maybe we got to stop looking at Marvel comic book movies as Marvel comic book movies and just as the generic Disney movie that they put out all the time. It's just another
It's a
Disney
new,
product,
it's a
you
new
know,
Disney movie.
because
Yeah,
at
yeah.
some point Disney did get saturated, pumping out the same type of stuff, and it's like, oh well. And then Frozen will pop up and it'll be a huge success, which something I didn't like. Uh, but it's like they just keep pumping it out because it's making money, and then they move on to the next thing. I think if you look, it probably won't work. But if you look at it, this is just Disney doing what Disney does. It'll keep going until it stops making whatever. I honestly don't even see it slowing down. There's too much money involved.
It's so much
In
money.
toys, movies, shows, shirts, and costumes to wear. The
Yeah.
Marvel, like
The
there's too
Comic Con,
much.
the Comic Con model.
Yeah, I think there's
You know,
too much. It would have to be a long string of terrible movies. Like it's to the point I want to say DC level bad because DC loses money. DC actually
yeah.
loses money on the movie. Black Adam is going to lose money. Like Marvel movies, they may not be great or even good, but they're still making money. DC actually is losing money. When Marvel movies stop making money and they start losing on a consistent basis, then I think that's when we'll see less of it and it'll be more concentrated and stuff like that. But also, we saw Star Wars make a ton of money in the movies, but someone listening to fans is like, listen, okay, these actually weren't that great. They made a lot of money. They're in top 10 grossing movies of all time.
And see, and that's all I'm saying is that it's like the pop. It's like I think so. I'm glad you mentioned that. Right? Somebody realized, okay, we made a lot of money, but that was shit. Okay, right. And maybe let's not do it that way. Maybe we can not make it shit and still make a good movie. It reminds me of like back in the day, we would have conversations about who's a better rapper, Nelly or Jay-Z or some Eminem or Nelly. And people would always bring up like, well, Nelly sells more, he's a better rapper. It's like that's not the same.
Right.
Just because it makes more money doesn't mean he's a better artist. Let's fucking relax with that shit.
Right.
So you're right. Like somebody at Star Wars was like, all right, this was bad. But the outrage was really bad on Star Wars, so you would have started to feel that economically eventually. So all I'm saying, right now, it feels like we are canaries in a coal mine. Hey, we're kind of warning you, Marvel. We're saying the public at large, you need to listen. That's all I'm saying. Like these old people that are talking, I know they sound like just old men, but I'm telling you, more people feel this way. So you don't feel it economically yet, but you will if you don't modernize your approach, or at least try to make this stuff into something that people actually doesn't feel like such a soulless endeavor. It doesn't feel so soulless because right now it doesn't. I don't know what the fuck I've been watching. Like,
right.
And I have no clue. Like after WandaVision felt like the last thing that had like a real soul, like that somebody was actually wanted to tell a beautiful story and using comic book creativity to do it. Man, after that, buddy. And I like, I like Loki. I like Loki, and I like the other one. I like Hawkeye, the Hawkeye show.
Oh, Hawkeye.
Okay. The little six episode run. Falcon and Winter Soldier was good, but you can tell they literally ran out of money. It feels like because it was like, oh yeah, it's time to wrap this shit up stupidly.
Well, I think for like certain characters, they do that on purpose or make it look like that on purpose. Like street level heroes, we're not going to give a big budget because you're supposed to be street level.
You're a street level.
Falcon and when you're just normal people, Falcon has a suit and Winter Soldier has it's not even super strength. It's peak human form is what he has. It's not like he's Hulk or anything like that. It's like the strongest a human can be is what Captain America and Winter Soldier is. That's why when Black Panther shows up, who's actually using superhuman stuff, he's slightly better. Yeah, because it's like, no, this is not, no human should meet this level type of thing. So I think at least how I felt like even with Captain America and Winter Soldier, it didn't seem like big budget. They spent a lot of money, but there was no bigger, it's nothing crazy like you see in Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor like that. Because it's like, no, these are they're called street level heroes for a reason. It's maintained at this lower level. And Spider-Man usually falls in that, but Disney got a hold of them and they wanted to go all out.
They want to,
but I think the future Spider-Man movie with Disney will be lower level. At least that's how I look. The way it ended with the last Spider-Man movie. No one knows who he is. He's broke. He doesn't have the technology to do all this now. So he's actually going to become the normal Spider-Man we see. Just a poor kid trying to make it through life, taking pictures for whatever, and doing what he can to help his neighborhood. He's not going to be going to space or anything like that anymore. I think that's what it's trending towards, especially since apparently he's supposed to pop up in the Daredevil show. Because they have a lot of dynamic in the comic books and stuff like that. But like Shang-Chi, I really like Shang-Chi. I thought the story, at least with the father, was great. I thought he's probably my favorite antagonist. I know he's the villain, in the movie, but he's a dad who's trying to get his family back together, and he
Yeah,
sees a
yeah,
legit chance, and he's being manipulated by the actual villain.
yeah. By
You
the
know
actual
that,
villain.
yeah, that's how I looked at that movie. I thought it was done great. But yeah, like even Doctor Strange was like I only like maybe 45 minutes of the movie. Going through the different multiverses is cool, but the
Yeah,
horror,
I like different aspects of that
yeah,
movie, but it just it's
yeah,
like I
as a
done. I just
whole, yeah, it wasn't, you know, um, excuse me, but yeah, it does feel like it feels like they're trying to set up. It feels like Phase 4 is only there to set up Phase 5, which it doesn't seem like a good concept to me because you introduce a whole bunch of stuff. Miss Marvel, the Eternals, Shang-Chi.
yeah.
For some reason, you gave a backstory to Black Widow, which I guess you're just doing justice for Scarlett Johansson send off type thing or whatever. It's like,
Well,
oh,
and they also had some missteps towards the end of Phase 3 with like the way they handle Captain Marvel. I think she's a bit of a failed experiment now because she's supposed to have her own solo movie, a second solo movie, but instead her character was so unpopular that you had to turn it into the Marvels.
yeah.
And I'm like, that's just a poo poo platter of shit. So you're gonna put a bunch of these fucking undeveloped characters on the screen? Like it just all feels so it's not good. It's like, why did you do this? Like
Yeah, it doesn't.
if you
That doesn't sound good. Yeah.
I feel bad for the performers because it puts them, they take the brunt of this stuff on the internet. I don't have a problem with any of the performers, right? It's not about the actors here. We're talking the business of movie making, and we're talking the business of like, you know, world building here. You got to shortcut a lot of this shit, man. I don't know why you did it. It just don't. It didn't all feel necessary. I think they start tying themselves up in knots, trying to tie up too much. But then they also wanted They also wanted some connectivity back to Phase 3, which was the whole blip. Someone that just got lost, man. They just got fucking lost. And and I don't want to keep picking on this particular project, but She-Hulk was a culmination of just shit.
Oh man.
Just god damn.
Please watch that last episode. Come on, man. It's
I don't
so
wanna.
bad. It's so bad. It is so
Yeah.
bad. And I know people like, oh man, that was so good. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
did you watch the same? There's no way. Listen, I understand people like different things, but that was shit.
That
I
was bad.
couldn't believe they actually put that out there as, hey, this is good. No, it's not. The episode before it was fantastic because it actually got serious. We saw She-Hulk actually rage out for a legitimate reason. The episode before, I forget all that went on, but basically it ended with her winning an award as like Lawyer of the Year, and then these people hacking into her award and playing a sex tape she had because she went out with a dude who was only there to make her look bad. So he went out with her and then he had sex with her. He recorded the whole thing. He stole her blood. It was a whole,
Wow.
it was wild. And all this is being shown on a big screen in front of her parents. I'm like, Disney, you're showing a sex tape? And then like she flips out. I'm like, okay, she's mad. She's actually gonna Hulk out for a good reason. And then it's, you can't do that anymore. You're going to jail because you're a Hulk and we actually are scared of you. And the episode ends with her in jail. I'm like, this is nuts. This went crazy. How's it going to end? And then they do the next episode. It starts off good. She's on parole, basically. It's like, you're not allowed to be the Hulk anymore. If you Hulk out again, we'll send your ass back to prison type thing. All hell's break loose. And then she's like, no, this episode is stupid. I'm going to talk to Kevin Feige and change everything. I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And then she does it. And it's just, this is fucking stupid. Then Hulk shows up with his son. I'm like, this is fucking, I was pissed, man. I'm still pissed now. I'm trying. I try to look for the good in everything. I try to be that person. Namaste, all that good stuff. Yoga and all that or whatever.
Sometimes it ain't worth it.
Man, it's not. And yeah, my Marvel optimism took a big dip with She-Hulk, and I thought Black Panther 2 would bring me back, and it took me to the theaters, and I really enjoyed it, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Ant-Man, I want to see how they do Kang, but I'm not really excited for anything else. And I want to see how Jonathan Majors looks as Kang and acts as Kang, because I thought he did okay in Loki. But Guardians of the Galaxy 3, you already know I don't like it. I'm interested in Adam Warlock because I like the actor that plays him. But
yeah,
like going forward, Blade, and it's like I don't know. But I'm also not saying they should just do away with it all. I have to say let it run its natural course. It will die
well,
off.
listen, I do have a creative suggestion, and this is coming from a black person.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you ain't gotta replace all the white people with black people or women.
Yes.
Not all of them.
Oh my God.
You don't have to do that, man.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta do that, man.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where, and you always get, you always get a certain sector of the population. They start throwing the words around like woke and stuff like that. Listen, don't make those people right.
Yeah.
But right now you're making those people right. They're right for the wrong reasons half the time, but right now it's tough. It's a tough look, man. So just focus on focus on a good product. Focus on making good storytelling. Right. People to watch, people to be engaged. If you can do that, listen, I won't rail at the beast of fucking Marvel. All right, I won't rail at the Disney beast if it's good. But listen, when it's soulless shit, I'm gonna say it. All right, I'm gonna fucking yell at the clouds. Fucking what's his name? I watched a YouTube video the other day on Rings of Power, and it's like similar. It's similar, it's similar stuff. It's like, you guys are calling people racist and sexist, but you didn't make a good story. You made $1 billion piece of shit, and they did.
Right.
This ain't no good. It's no good. You're so focused on the box checking the boxes on your storytelling that you forgot to tell your damn story.
Right.
It sucks. And listen, I know you don't like House of the Dragon, but listen, that shit was wildly popular, and they had an entire black family replace an entire white family, and that's normally a bad idea if you don't want to hear from that certain sector of people. But you didn't hear from those people because you couldn't, because it was too good. I heard it.
I heard it. I just didn't care.
Yeah, hey, listen, you heard it. It's always gonna be. First of all, that crew, you always hear from that crew. Okay, right. But you can't. It won't gain steam if your story's good. It won't gain steam. It doesn't matter, right? When it's good, it's good. Good is good. But damn it, man, when it's bad, everybody gets looking at it. It's like, man, look at this. Yeah, all right, it's a shit.
Oh, okay. I see now. I get it. All this comes back to Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Okay, I get why you want to do another podcast. You think you're slick. You think you're real cool, huh? Oh, hey, let's ride. Danger with. Oh, that sounds good.
Hey, let's ride. Hey, listen. That's a good way to. It is a good way to sum it up. Yeah. Hey, all that corny shit's cool when you're winning, Russ. If you're not winning, brother, you're just lame.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, dude.
If you're not winning, dude, you're just lame. All right.
Super lame. Super duper lame.
That's it. Like straight up. Like, and that's the moral, man. Just focus. Just be good, and you can still check your boxes, but be good first. Look, obviously I'm black. All right. I think it's cool to see, all these fucking black ass people on the TV. All right. But damn. When it's bad, hey, you're making us look bad. Hey, listen. Hey, you got these white people out here mad at us. Like, hey, man, I just took a job.
Some of that stuff is wild, definitely. Especially the Wesker thing. Like, listen, I don't think if Wesker was white, it would have helped the show. But come on,
there's no need to make Albert Wesker black, man. Yeah. There's no reason. I don't even know what you were trying to say by doing that. Like, I'm still confused by that. I don't know what they were trying to say. Was there a point to this?
There wasn't. That's And it's so crazy because it's like, oh, if you speak out against it, oh, clearly you're racist. It's like, no. This clearly doesn't make any sense. Michael B.
It don't make
Jordan,
no
why
fucking
do you
sense.
want to be Black Clark Kent? Like, why do you want to make a Black
For
Superman?
what? Yeah,
Like, there's
I don't need
already
it.
a Black
Yeah,
version of Superman in the DC. He's just not called Superman. Do
yeah.
that. Like, I don't. This
No,
just
I
bothers
want to
me.
be Black Clark Kent in particular. It's like, hey man, listen, these white people are getting very angry.
Right.
Okay,
Like,
they feel like we're trying to. They feel like we're trying to replace them, and you're not helping the argument here. All right, come on.
like in the CW universe, Jimmy Olsen is Black. He's a muscular Black dude. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
not Jimmy Olsen. that's that's just some dude who happen to share the same name. Jimmy Olsen was helpless. He was this scrawny little kid who hung around Lois Lane. Like, why is it? He's this ex-Marine, muscular Black dude that's bigger than Superman. Like, I don't understand what was the choice. Why was that a
why'd
thing?
you do that? Yeah, why'd you
Yeah.
do that? Well, and I'll tell you, if you want to experiment with putting Black people on TV, the CW's already done it, and they did it pretty good. It's the fucking they reimagined Zod. That's worthy of doing. Like that's a good take here. Like that was a good take. Like, okay, that's a nice spin there. That works. If you want to take that idea and play with it, then fine. But yeah, if you want to do a super, just make a Black person from Krypton, and he's also super because they're just Kryptonians that come here to a fucking young yellow sun, and they get really strong. So just take a Black dude from Krypton, bring him here in this new world where everybody's a racist, and see and watch him deal with that. Like that's fun. Take a Black dude who doesn't really, he's not really a Black dude in Krypton. He's just a Kryptonian because they're advanced and they don't look at skin tone, right? And you just take him down and you put him on Earth. Damn, dude, we should make this money. We should call that 50 at Netflix, dude. We got it. Listen,
Listen,
and
man.
he gets here and he saves a person. He saves a person, and it's like a white person, and that person's scared of him because he's big and Black. And he's like, why are you being this way? And it's like, and he has to learn the concepts of racism via the purview of the American like perspective.
Oh, that can't
you
be
can
Zod.
play with that.
It had to be somebody else. Because Zod,
Dude, that would be too fun. Hey, that would be too fun. Yes. Hey, listen, Zod would be a Black Panther at that point.
Yeah.
And that'd be even funny. Like Zod came to Earth in the 70s. The Black Zod family came to Earth in the 60s and the 70s during the height of Black Power movement. And dude, I think we got some dope storytelling. Hey, I think we got some ideas here.
He greeted everybody Zod Malaka Lakin, right?
Yes. Listen. He wears a beret. He wears a beret. He doesn't need an AR-15, but he has one because I have rights. Right? You know your rights, brother. Hey, listen. I think it can work.
No, they already got that character. That's Black Manta.
Black man. Hey, fuck you. hey, fuck you. No, you don't. Black Manta doesn't exist. He's out of here.
Well, Black people can't exist on land in America, so we'll take over the ocean.
Yeah, because we're known for our ability to swim. Yeah, because you guys are racist.
They try to be slick in the Aquaman movies. Like, no, my name's just Manta. Nah, you're Black Manta for a reason.
No, you're Black Manta, my friend. I know you are. I know who you are. But yeah, like you can play with ideas of race and still be fun and creative and engaging and make it a good cohesive plot.
Right.
But just taking a guy and making him Black.
Yeah, like Clark Kent
do that. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Like, if you make Clark Kent Black and he goes to Earth, he goes to what? A white family, and they're like, "Oh no, this is our child." It's like, no, man, we don't think that's your child because he's clearly black, and you're not.
Like, what? Hey, look, and Black. Hey, look, the Black Superman. We call him Daryl. Fucking Daryl's like, why? What do you mean I'm Black? What's that mean?
Right.
And they look at him like, what do you mean? What do we mean? Why do you keep calling me Black? Those are my parents. Yes, they found me. They like, wait a minute. Why are you guys treating me differently because I'm darker than you? Like, and he has the whole he goes through a whole racial reckoning. Like, what?
Yeah,
Why
in Kansas, yeah. Yeah, in
In
Kansas,
Kansas, man.
absolutely.
I think it'd be a fun idea. He's like, what? Well, damn, that sucks.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'd put money into it. I'd help you produce it. I probably wouldn't watch it. I don't want to see that shit.
I
want to see that, man. I don't want to see
God.
racially motivated Clark Kent. Like,
hey, listen.
Come on, man.
Hey, listen. Maybe I'm not the guy to implement this thing, but I'm definitely the guy. I'm the idea man here. It's obviously it's already been. Look, someone's already tried this. Right? Hey, that's on somebody's desk, right? Hey, that's happening. I'm just gonna tell you, that's on somebody's desk already. Just waiting to get approved.
Listen, first of all, Superman, listen, a lot of people already think he's a punk because he's super nice. I don't think a black version of that would work. I think the black community would be upset that, oh, now he's just a pushover and Superman has a lot of faults and it's by choice. I don't think that will work out. I don't think
that's what I'm saying. Don't focus on making him like Clark Kent. He's not like Clark Kent. He's not like Clark Kent. He's Daryl. He's not Clark Kent. He's not. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The key to doing it, if you're gonna do a black Superman,
right,
or a black person that's super, you can't make him Clark Kent but black. That's stupid.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm saying the same
very
thing.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take Daryl from fucking Krypton and put him on Earth.
Daryl from Krypton.
So he doesn't have a racial construct.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing. Superman's only special down here because of the yellow sun. Yeah. That gives him super strength. Up there, he's just another one of the fucking Kryptonian. So don't do a black version. Like, don't do that. Just take another motherfucker from Krypton and fucking put him down here, man. It's fucking simple. And build your story from there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Krypton will work because whenever Superman finds you, he tries to convert you to be a certain way. And if you don't, he puts your ass in the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, he puts you in the Phantom Zone. That's some bullshit. He's gonna put you in one of those fucking penis-shaped objects they did. They put Zod in that first movie, you know, like fuck.
That's the Phantom Zone.
That they sent him to the Phantom Zone in dicks. They shot dicks into the Phantom Zone, man. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Kal-El, why you treat me this way? Come on. We all Kryptonians.
Oh man, so Zod is also black in Young Justice. And I think they did his whole thing well. His whole thing with his whole family. So yeah, race isn't really a thing over there.
It's not a thing. Yeah.
Which is interesting because a lot of planets they do in comic books, race is still an issue. Like even on Mars, you got the green and the white races, and one's better than the other based just on color. And even though
I don't like that. I don't like that perspective because that perspective. Well, we're human, so we have to operate from our own perspective.
Right, exactly.
But to me, if we're going to imagine another race of beings, we can't give them our same stupid ass hangups. Like, let's just try to do it differently. But let's just try to not even think about color.
Right.
Color doesn't make anybody different. All right.
Right.
What makes these people different? You know, it may be let's do the oldies, it's the religions, right? You know, white people have been fighting amongst themselves for a very long time because they disagree with your God. All right.
Right.
I would to me, it's more interesting to have people fighting over religion because that's a fight over ideas and ideology than color. Because even to this day, that just feels so primitive. Like every time I meet a real racist, I'm like, come on. Why are you doing this?
Right.
Why are you doing this? It feels so stupid. So yeah, I don't know, but we're human, so we have our own limited purview to operate from.
Right.
That's why we need those fucking dinosaurs from Rick and Morty to come back and show us a better way.
Well, you saw how that ended. They showed us a better way, and then the humans don't want it. You saw Wall-E. You saw Wall-E. Yeah. Everybody got fat. Just chilling up there in space. Because it's like, you telling me I don't have to do anything except eat and fornicate? No, okay.
I ain't never seen Wall-E.
Hey, Wall-E, don't let anyone tell you that's a happy movie. That's a depressing ass movie. Do you know anything about what it's about?
About it's like the last robot on Earth or something like that, right? A lonely robot.
So yeah, there's lonely robots on Earth collecting trash. The Earth is covered in trash, right? Oh,
Yeah.
there's no plants or anything, but then a plant pops up, and another robot comes and see that there's a plant, and then it takes a plant, it goes off into space. Wally goes with it. All the humans are chilling on this gigantic spaceship, waiting for Earth to be habitable again. And by by the robot collecting the plant, they believe, oh, we can go back to Earth and repopulate and all that. But everybody on this ship is crazy obese, where they're just floating on chairs.
They just been
around.
Eating and screwing.
I don't know how they reproduce. I'm telling you how big they were. Everybody, they don't even walk. They had a 5-minute segment of the captain of the ship learning how to walk again because they're all so big. And that's the movie. Like Earth is
Hey, you couldn't make Wally today because you have some fucking fat people calling it fat phobic, and they fucking get a social media slur going against you.
Hey, listen.
Think about that. Think about that. I'm on my old man shit heavy today, brother. I'm here. Hey, I'm old. I've embraced it.
Hey, listen. Oh yeah, because what's it? Brendan Fraser made a movie about being obese.
Yeah.
And I guess obese people were mad because he's not actually obese. He's fat, but he's not obese. It's like, come on now. What are you doing? Okay. I was gonna I'm like, should I message this joke to him? Would it be funny? I was watching Philadelphia the other day.
Oh, buddy. Oh, man.
And I'm
one
like,
of the best movies. Yes. I love Philadelphia.
And I'm like, hold on now. Do you think if that was made today, people with AIDS would be like, hey, why didn't you get an with AIDS?
Yes! Yes, they would! Yes! They fucking would! Yes!
Oh, yes. Man, how dare you? You should at least got AIDS for the movie. It's like, hold on a second.
Yes! Yes, they would.
Yes. Like, oh, man.
1,000% yes.
I was like, wow.
Hey, listen, the world is. I'm gonna subscribe to another old man idea. I once heard a Joe Rogan podcast. I'm very sorry for espousing ideas from the Joe Rogan podcast on this one, but hear me out. He had a point. This shit's gotten too easy for us, so now we're just struggling to find struggles, man. We can reproduce our material conditions pretty easily now. That's congratulations, humans. We found a way, right? Like in westernized society, anyway, right? This shit is pretty easy to live now, right? You know, it's getting a little harder with the tight economic times, but like grading on a scale of what it was like to be a human 1,000 years ago, it's a lot easier to live. So you got people now struggling to find struggles. So that's why you have so many goddamn people on this nonsense. But yes, that's so funny that you say that shit. If you were to make Philadelphia today, there would absolutely be a goddamn group of people mad that you didn't get a real guy with AIDS to play a fucking guy with AIDS. 1,000%. You'd have a group of people doing that. That'd be a fucking real thing.
Antonio Banderas and Tom Hanks were gay in that movie, and then Tom Hanks got AIDS. It's like, hold on. Neither of them are gay in real life. Why didn't you cast a real gay person? Or at least bisexual, at least someone with HIV? It's like, hold on. That's not how this is supposed to work. I think the last movie.
Another thing too. First of all, you could not make Denzel's character can't be a thing in 2022. Denzel can't be homophobic.
I think it can because he turns. It shows it's that trope of, oh, I'm scared of this ideal. By the end of the movie, it's like, oh, I accept it.
I learned a lot.
I think that will never go away, and I will always, well, not always, but I will usually dislike it most of the time. I'm tired of it.
It's the white people in the black school trope.
Oh my gosh, I'm not watching Blindside. I'm not watching any of those
white people in the black school trope.
I'm completely done with those movies because it's Coach Carter was cool. Like, all right, cool, because it was
Samuel Black Jackson. Coach in a black school. Yeah,
but listen, look, Yeah, look, yeah.
Hey,
Those
when
movies,
Keanu Reeves made that one movie about them little ghetto kids in the Chicago with the baseball team, I was like, hey man, y'all gotta chill out.
yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about that movie. Yeah,
Yeah,
listen,
dog. Yeah,
listen.
dog. Yeah,
Even
dog.
if it's based on a true story, I don't want to hear that movie. I'm
Hey,
no, I'm
listen,
good.
hey, listen. What I'll say is this, and I gotta get ready to go. I gotta get
All
ready
right.
to get out of here. The best joke about that shit, that thing we just mentioned, like white people in black schools or whatever. Bill Burr has the best bit about that shit I've ever heard, man.
Oh boy.
If you just Google it, like Google like Bill Burr, Google like Bill Burr talks about like white teachers in black schools. It's one of the funniest bits I've ever fucking heard.
I think I've
It's
heard it,
so
to be honest. I think I've heard. There's not much stuff with Bill Burr I haven't listened to lately because I like how real he is, or Bill
yeah.
Burr is. And I'm surprised that, well, I'm not surprised now that I think about it, that he hasn't been canceled or they try to cancel him. But yeah, comedians, you only get canceled if you want to get canceled. That's how I see it. They're gonna try, but if you just don't give a shit,
Well,
nothing's gonna happen.
what you do is you scream and yell about it and use it to sell more tickets. That's the whole secret, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
They're trying to cancel me because I'm dangerous, and come by my show. Like that's the whole get there. It's so basic.
yeah.
They
Hey, I
listen. That's
appreciate it. If they find a way to make means off of this stupid stuff, then yeah, go for it.
yeah, yeah.
But hey,
It's such a it's such a simple trick. I get mad when I see it. Like you fucking simp, but whatever.
Simp.
Fucking whatever, man. Like, it's fine. Yeah, sure. Sell your tickets. I get it.
Right.
You're dangerous. Yeah, you're subversive. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Don't come listen to me. It's almost cartoonishly. The trick is so cartoonishly stupid, and I hate the people that buy into them too. That the ones that really rally around like that figure. I hate those people too. It's
Right.
annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's annoying.
I find it entertaining all around. I'm at that point. That's my old man. It's just I just find it all entertaining. It's like, oh, it's like, come on. It's really come on now. I don't want to say I find everything stupid, but I just find everything entertaining in a way now, I guess.
Everything is stupid. All
Yeah,
right, it is.
yeah.
Everything's fucking.
You know
stupid.
what? Yeah. You know what? I would wear that shirt. Everything is stupid. I'd wear
Everything is
that
stupid.
t-shirt. Yeah, everything is stupid. I'm with everybody. Everything is stupid. But
But yeah, man, I gotta go, man. We gotta wrap it up.
all right, man.
Gotta
Yeah, it was. I think it was a good, productive talk. We got on every subject. It didn't even get on the didn't go on the trailers that came out. I was supposed to bring that up, but it's
fuck
whatever.
those trailers. All
Yeah,
right.
all them shits look bad. Indiana Jones 5, Beast Wars, and Garden. Yeah, all of it looks bad to me. But yeah. But all right, man. You take it easy. You do what you got to do, man. We'll be back with something else.
All right.
All right.